And sa video na to, pag-usapan natin yung latest update tungkol sa travel ban dito sa Japan ngayong March 15, 2022. And according sa diplomat.com, Japan eases COVID-19 border restrictions. Hi guys, this is Alan. Welcome back to this channel, Gaijin World. The limited reopening of borders is a welcome relief, but the damage to Japan's reputation could take years to repair. 3 months after closing its border to foreign visa holders, yet again amid the COVID-19 pandemic, Japan has begun to relax restrictions on foreign students, technical interns, and short-term business travelers. The government will increase the limit on new arrivals from the current 5,000 to 7,000 people each day and will raise the figure to 10,000 starting April 1. So gaya nga ng mga previous na minention natin sa ating mga travel ban videos, ay makakapasok na starting March 1 yung mga foreign students, technical interns, and short-term business travelers. Pag sinabing short-term, yung mga 90 days na mag-i-stay dito, less than 90 days, and hindi included doon yung mga tourists. And from 5,000 daily ay tataasan nila to 7,000, and then starting April 1 daw ay magiging 10,000 na yung daily arrivals sa Japan. It's thought most of the foreign students waiting to enter Japan, some 400,000 in total, will be able to do so by the end of May, as long as the host organization submits an online application and completes a visa screening. So ito nga yung ERFS system na kung hindi nyo pa napanood yung aking previous video about that, what is ERFS system, ay panoorin nyo yung video na yon. So yung hosting organization, let's say school ba yan or company, ay kailangan nila yung gawin online at ipadala sa inyo yung ERFS certificate. New arrivals who test negative on the third day of quarantine will not have to quarantine for 7 days at a designated facility. Those who have had their third vaccine dose and have entered Japan from an area without a surge in COVID-19 will be exempt from mandatory quarantine. So ang Philippines ay hindi nakasama sa mga COVID-19 hotspots, kaya kung ikaw ay may third vaccine or meron kang booster, ay hindi ka na required mag-quarantine. Japan has seen a resurgence of COVID-19 cases across the country driven by the highly contagious Omicron variant. The current 6th wave, which began at the start of the year, led to 18 prefectures, including Tokyo, Osaka, and Aichi, imposing a quasi-state of emergency on January 19. While there are signs that infections are starting to fall, the emergence of a new subvariant of Omicron could slow down the country's already cautious plans to reopen. Despite a global trend to relax entry restrictions amid progress in vaccination uptake, the emergence of Omicron prompted the Japanese government to tighten already strict border measures. On November 29, this is November 29, 2021, the border was shut suddenly to non-Japanese just 3 weeks after border controls were relaxed. Ito nga yung biglang pagbulusok ng trend ng COVID. Nag-increase yung dami ng nagkaroon ng sakit noong time na yan. At that time, the government explained the entry restriction would be indefinite until more is known about the variant. The Kishida administration has adopted the previous two governments' aggressive COVID-19 border approach, which has kept tourists out of the country for over 2 years and has restricted re-entry to foreign residents from specific countries. Japan's inconsistent entry ban on foreigners has been criticized as a double standard, unscientific, and xenophobic. In early January, the government prided itself in containing the domestic spread of COVID-19 through entry restrictions. Despite initial public support for the most recent entry ban, after Omicron became the dominant strain at the end of January, the government failed to justify the continued border restrictions. Foreign students and language schools in Japan are fed up and have been disappointed time and time again. During the Tokyo Summer Olympics, which was held amid a deadly outbreak driven by the Delta variant, some students criticized the level of preparations made to accept some 11,000 Japan athletes from around the world and the lack of response for foreign students. So ito nga nung nangyari yung Olympics last year ay mas pinrioritize nga nila yung pagpasok ng mga athletes and hindi nila pinrioritize yung mga foreign students. Over the past several months, the government has been reluctant to give a timeline for easing border restrictions, instead asking for patience. But in mid-February, members of the ruling party's education division urged the government to prioritize foreign students, warning that Japan could be left out in the global race to secure talent. Prime Minister Kishida Fumio is focused on easing border restrictions in stages in consideration of the infection situation in and outside the country. It is unclear how long the border will be open this time, as health experts in Japan warn of a possible rise in cases of the BA2 subvariant, commonly called as still Omicron. Last week in Tokyo, 12.3% of positive cases were found to be BA2. There are concerns it could prolong the sixth wave. So meron na naman palang bagong subvariant, yung subvariant na si Omicron, meron namang BA2 na tinatawag. In an unexpected shift in attitude, on March 3, Kishida held a press conference where he praised foreign students as being a national treasure who will play a role helping Japan's future. Last week, the government announced a 100,000 yen or $850 cash handout to foreign students experiencing coronavirus-related financial difficulty would be arriving by the end of the month. So makaka-receive yung mga nandito na ng mga foreign students ng 100,000 yen or 10 lapad or $850 para yan sa financial aid galing kay Prime Minister Fumio Kishida. Chief Cabinet Secretary Matsuno Hirokazu said that accepting foreign students is extremely important to enhance our nation's education and research capabilities and to build amicable relations with various nations. Japan's largest business lobby, the Keidan-ren, issued a proposal urging the government to abolish entry restrictions entirely and to treat COVID-19 as an epidemic rather than a pandemic in light of the availability of vaccines and antiviral treatments. It's the fifth time that Keidan-ren has submitted proposals regarding exit strategies for a post-coronavirus transition. At a press conference on March 7, the group's chairperson expressed concerns that entry restrictions are taking a toll on the country's reputation. Japan's COVID-19 policy has been criticized by the German Chamber of Commerce, which said German companies operating in Japan have lost 13 billion yen or $130 million due to staff being unable to enter Japan. The American Chamber of Commerce also said the border restrictions raise serious questions as to whether Japan is a reliable long-term partner to foreign companies. The government is considering lifting the quasi-state of emergency on its expiration date on March 21, but at this stage, there are no plans to allow tourists to enter Japan. So ayan guys, ang balita today, March 15, 2022. Kung nagustuhan nyo tong video na to, please like this video and mag-comment na rin kayo. I-share nyo na rin to sa mga naghihintay ng update related sa travel ban dito sa Japan. Huwag nyo rin kalimutan puntahan ang aming YouTube homepage at puntahan nyo ang aming playlist tab. Marami kaming mga playlist dyan na makakatulong sa inyong pamumuhay pagdating ninyo dito sa Japan. At kung nasa Philippines ka man or nasa ibang bansa at gusto mong magtrabaho or mag-aral dito sa Japan, ayan, i-access nyo ang aming playlist para baka makatulong yan sa inyo. Maraming salamat ulit sa panonood. Sa mga nakapag-subscribe na, thank you so much sa palaging panonood. At sa mga hindi pa nakapag-subscribe, i-hit nyo na yung subscribe button at yung notification bell para lagi kayong updated sa mga susunod ko pang ilalabas na mga travel ban news. Thank you so much again for watching. This is Alan and don't forget na i-check nyo yung mga videos na lalabas dito na sa screen na to. Ayan na oh.